missed shot. Excuse me, he nails it. Sadzin takes one down, and okay, that's close. Art hunkers down. Molotov towards CT.
Hypex and Taliesin now 2v4. Bomb yet to get planted. But it just feels like this round is unlosable for Legacy, especially with Sadzin landing shots and now looking for the follow-up. He knows exactly where Taliesin is, so just tosses out a smoke and starts to back away. But already, Legacy are out. They're trying to hunt him down. Dumel sprinting to the other side of the map to try and cut him off, and it's Sadzin that moves forward, switches out to the rifle to take the kill, and a 3K out of Sadzin. Finished by the rifle, he'll go back to the AWP. And now GAMERLEGION in a really tough spot because they don't even have money to get a full buyout here.
No, this is terrifying. Legacy is just having their way with you at the moment. Another brilliant trade from Dumel as he steps in. Good job making himself a tough target. Here's the supportive flash from Nissim coming out of Palace. Saves the day. Allows Dumel to have that extra kill and really opens up the bomb site. And right now, Legacy is just flowing. GAMERLEGION can do nothing to stop this.
Good start. The Deagle of Hypex rings out onto Art at Palace.
Okay, that'll put you on notice. That'll slow down the pacing. That'll slow things down and make Legacy reconsider.
There seem to be no intentions of going fast considering where the bomb is. Yeah, it's a very good shot from Hypex. The bomb still all the way back in T-spawn. Dumel plants his feet. Let snax try and peek him and challenge. Dumel has done so much damage, eventually finishing off snax. So that advantage no longer with them. Team Legacy start to move up through mid.
Bomb still dropped in T-spawn. It looks like that'll be Lado's responsibility. But at the moment, they're not concerned whatsoever. Still just looking for a few kills before they decide where they want to finish things up.
Oh, well, Sadzin is heading up towards spawn now. He'll back all the way. Taliesin's moved forward. This is a play he likes to make on the CT side. Let's see if he can get past the gaze of Dumel. Oh, Dumel spotted him. He's holding for it. And nothing going the way of GAMERLEGION at all. Dumel is so locked in.
I like the way he's not afraid of fights either. He keeps spotting it and like just stepping into the next fight as well. Not concerned. He's very, very confident at the moment. Hypex misses a chance. These Deagles shouldn't really have a whole lot to say in this moment. Turning the corner, one kill. Lado's gonna spray him down. A 9th round now for Legacy. One more remaining in this first, or excuse me, 2 more remaining in this second or in this first half.
Yeah, 9-1 lead for Legacy. I mean, the timeout coming through, and it's actually Legacy have called this timeout, Jason. They want to make sure they get every remaining round available in this half.
I'm not against it at all. I mean, again, your semifinals, you're looking to force that 3rd map. It would be Inferno as a decider. It looks like we're going to get there. But yeah, hit this pause button and make sure your boys aren't feeling too confident. Still a very critical round. You don't want to lose these last 2 in some silly fashion and then start seeing them claw themselves back in. Keep them in their place. Keep them beneath your boot. Legacy up by 8 as the timeout concludes. Op for Hypex. 4 M4s around it, but nothing has been effective for this GAMERLEGION defense. It was a pistol round victory for GAMERLEGION. It feels so long ago. And 9 straight rattled off by Legacy.
Rez unleashed with the flash going in towards ramp. He can't win the fight. Nissim had his head turned. So the flash ineffective towards him and handles business against Rez. He's going for another one here too. Even the aggressive plays forward here from GAMERLEGION aren't all that successful. At least the grenade from PR will get the trade.
Yeah, I had to dump a lot of utility to find that kill, but at least you got it. So the AWP is left at A ramp. Sadzin swaps out to an AK. Art has his over in Palace, just looking at the off angle, looking for someone to rotate into the crosshair. And Legacy changed their position of attack. So much attention towards A ramp. Bomb is picked up now. Dumel going to start sliding into the underpass to join up with Lado, who's going con. The real issue is the bomb isolated and alone. If you can't get past PR, it's a huge issue for Legacy.
Yeah, PR goes into the open. Sadzin has fallen, so yep, it's looking open here for GAMERLEGION. If you don't win this one, what round are you going to win? Art goes down at Palace, leaving Dumel on his lonesome. Only coming through connector now. All of his teammates gone. Under 30 seconds left to play with.
Look at how much slower this round is compared to most of the Legacy rounds when they lose that first player, right? Oh, okay, there's a tap. I don't think there's enough time for this, but let's give him some chances. Style points, maybe. Hypex shuts it down before it can even begin. Double kill for the GAMERLEGION Opper. PR with a triple in the round.
If Dumau gets one more kill there, it can really affect the buy here in the next round of GAMERLEGION, but they do have enough just to scrap out a really strong buy. But last round of the half coming up, GAMERLEGION, 3 rounds is the best they can hope for. It's still going to be so tough to see them come back and have a strong enough T side, but we'll not put it past them. We'll not count them out yet. That's why Legacy called the timeout in the previous round, to try and secure all the rounds available in this first half to maximize their chances of seeing Inferno. Heavy towards middle. 4 players coming out through top mid for Legacy.
Could be a little bit of a fight here. I don't think Rez has seen these numbers too much. Might get surprised. Smoke not broken open. That's Dumau just stepping around the other side of the smoke. Rez falls with ease. Window smoke to completely control the middle of the map. It forces Hypex to be aggressive to clear out this point of attack. PR has slid over towards Ticket.
Lato collapsing upon Towson. A 5v3, a great start to this round for Legacy. Nice shot from Sadsin. The flick up, PR stood no chance. And he stands no longer. The only player that can do anything about this round now is snax. And he's hidden away. In behind the bench. Hypex at least getting 1 kill. He can make his way over, but it's got to be snax to deliver if there's any shot at this 3rd round. They know where he is. He only manages 1. So Hypex will be on his merry way over through CT spawn. Arriving now at the market. But Legacy getting defeated 13-9. It was a comprehensive victory over on Ancient for GAMERLEGION. We said Legacy would be more comfortable here on Mirage, but this is on another level. About to secure double figures in the first half of play. And we're starting to get ready to load up Inferno as that 3rd and final map, because Legacy are going to leave this half with a huge advantage. The Brazilians are back and they're playing the Counter-Strike we've seen from them all event long. GAMERLEGION won the pistol in the first half, and pretty much from that point onwards, it was Legacy dominating the first half of Counter-Strike Hero Mirage. It's great to see them show up. It's great to see them actually play the way we've seen them all event long. And now the difficult challenge for GAMERLEGION to try and come back into this game somehow, and they've got to do it on the T side.
And they put Legacy in the same position on the first map, so you can't really complain. Maybe not quite this bad, but a similar kind of, oh, we have to come back and we're out of class.
Atlanta, are you still with us here for the second half? All right, let's see if GAMERLEGION can come back into this, or if Legacy send us to a third map in this semi-final. We've got some utility here for Sadson and Art, and Nissim's got the kit, so keep eyes on that on the mini-map.
Well, a heavy lean towards the B-bomb side for the defense at the start. 3 players are here to handle any kind of a rush. There's 2 players coming fast, but it doesn't look like it'll be any kind of a commitment. There's the flash play. Nissim doesn't want to commit to the fight, and okay, he's going to get one regardless. Towson goes down 5 on 4, and there's nothing GAMERLEGION can really do. They're spread around the map at the moment. Really tough loss to take in a situation. They were just kind of looking to force a rotation, force some movement, maybe force a reaction. Bit off more than they could chew. Bomb is going to have to be recovered at the tail end of the halls. And I guess at the moment it looks like GAMERLEGION, the idea is to try and execute kind of an improvised mid-round split. Through middle to short and into the B bomb site. Resin, PR, and Halls. Hypex and Snax in middle.
Smoke fades away at the window. Art receives some Molotov action towards his feet. We've got Hypex going into the ladder room, but they don't see him. They don't check Dumao because of the distraction set up from his teammates. And now PR and Rez are also falling towards the apartments. It's not only a pistol win for Legacy, but it's a dominant pistol win. They do not lose a single player. 11-2, and we might as well start loading up Inferno.
Yeah, the legend of Dumao. Triple kill in this pistol, 17 and 8. He showed up to play today. Excellent on the first map in a loss. Excellent here in the second map in what looks like it's going to end up being a dominant victory. There's no chance in this pistol round. They had 0 chance of getting anything done. Dumao's just nasty.
Well, no bomb plant at all for GAMERLEGION. So no force buy available here. They're going to save their money and give it one last good go in the next, but this is going to result in Legacy heading up to map point on Mirage. Dumao. First blood drawn. Sadson up next. All the Legacy players just rushing to the kills, wanting to get this one over and done with and settle things on map 3. For GAMERLEGION, it's the last buy here.
Well, a 10-round lead. I don't really know what to say. Nothing to sell you for here. Let's see if GAMERLEGION can maybe wake up and give themselves something positive to talk about between the maps. Otherwise, it'll just have to be a complete reset of the mental game. Smokes are out. Potentially their only chance with guns on this second half.
Well, there's snax. Good start. Opening kill on Sadson.
Starting to push towards Khan as well. Art's going to have the responsibility with his AWP.
Yeah, more than capable, but he's under a lot of pressure. Snax has got another one. PR filtering in. Just 2 players left here for Legacy. Lato doing what he can back from CT spawn, but bomb now being picked up from Towson, brought over towards the A site, and Lato being dinked, getting spammed and finished off by Hypex.
Yeah, they would never let him get out of that situation alive. Just really aggressive, and poor Nissim, nothing to do over at this B bomb site. MP9 in hand, crossing his fingers, hoping they end up here, but that ain't the case. So bomb planted, GAMERLEGION get another crack at it. It's really just scraping together this third round, but a nice one there, picking off Art in the window and just scaling with ease. Later on today, we have the other semi-final in action. We're looking for our first grand finalist here in this one. Navi and BetBoom gonna grace the stage this afternoon. I get a feeling you guys are really happy that Navi made it there.
I think they're more happy they beat Vitality, to be honest.
Are you more happy that... Okay, well, let's try this. Are you more happy that Apex lost? That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Par for the course here in America. 9-round lead for Legacy.
The question is, what are you going to chant now? That's the question, right?
Hey,
like,
we'll find something.
Yeah.
Got some creative people out there.
I guess you could just do that one too.
The old classic.
And now it's a slow way, and we are coming there, boys, yeah?
Yeah.
One step at a time.
Right, we did 12-4, so let's do 12-2, yeah?
All right, one step at a time, they're saying. Rez gonna turn the corner on contact. Good kill from Dumao. He doubles up somehow, but no one else is available. Lado picks up the pieces. 3-on-2 very quickly into the round, and Snax left alone with the bomb. Quickly, Hypex is shifting over, but Snax doesn't want to dedicate himself to this.
Oh, it's going to be very tough to win this 2v3. Snax coming out of the ramp now, needs this headshot. He does pick it up, takes a lot of damage on board, but Snax is gone, so it's got to be Hypex. I haven't really seen him have that big clutch moment today, and we won't see it here on Mirage. A great performance from Dumao has delivered Legacy a dominant Mirage victory. A 13-3 as they send this semi-final to map 3. Inferno decides who's going into the grand finals in Atlanta.
It doesn't matter what day you're joining us. This is the Intel Extreme Masters in Atlanta, Georgia, 2026. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. You play video games, man? So violent for no reason. Hey, yo, what's up? Y'all know anything about Counter-Strike video games? You know about Counter-Strike?
I'm on the Georgia Tech fencing team.
Tell me what crossroads there might be between Counter-Strike and fencing.
You know, Counter-Strike, you're in a clutch situation. It's kind of like the 1v1 situation of you and your opponent in fencing. Just going in for the last stab or that last quick scope op.
All right, bet. that was good. What do y'all think about people playing video games against each other competitively?
Oh, I love it. I like the smack talking they do.
Who are your favorite Counter-Strike players?
I gotta go with an OG, Kenny S.
What would you say to Kenny S if he was watching right now?
You're my inspiration. I think about you every match when I'm fencing.
What do you think about that?
Kenny S was never my favorite, if that's what you're thinking.
Y'all play video games by any chance? Oh, he didn't even realize it. I mean, Jacob, when you rolled up here and you saw this mic flag, you said, oh, I'm going to bike a little bit faster now, or what did you think?
I thought I may as well get as far away as possible from you, as fast as I can.
Did you have fun at Media Day?
I had a blast at Media Day. Media Days,
You did what? You had blast at Media Day? Just kidding. No? No? All right.
Bye.
No question who was in the driver's seat in this one. We wanted that signature Brazilian pace, and that is exactly what was delivered here on Mirage. Exactly what we wanted to see from Legacy as well. And on the inverse, it made GAMERLEGION feel a little bit flat on the second map.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, they did win the pistol even to kick off the game, but that was it, really, for them. On Mirage, it feels like Legacy was able to turn it around immediately, played with more pace, individuals stepped up. Everything we asked for after Ancient, it happened, and GAMERLEGION now will have to do some soul-searching of their own.
Yeah, those anchors I wanted to praise so much coming into this matchup, they struggled to find the right position to sit in to alleviate any building pressure on these bomb sites. We didn't get those pop-offs, but even in that second half pistol that's showing on screen, you know, they just lackadaisical clears. They're not clearing angles properly. You see head in hands after that pistol as well, because they know they're the ones that made the mistake there. It did seem like they understood as soon as that happened, the game was over.
And that's the thing, it feels so tough after coming off of what was another impressive showing on Ancient, where it felt like they had all of the correct reads. That's what I guess is so impressive from the side of Legacy. If you come out this hot, this fast, GAMERLEGION just couldn't handle it.
Well, one of the things, Freya, that differentiates, you know, elite teams for good teams is the map pool, is the depth of your map pool, right? Like, there's a lot of teams out there that can be incredibly strong on 1 or 2 maps, right? And if you play them on those maps, like, they can challenge almost anyone in the world. But what happens, how good are you on your 4th best map in the pool, right? The 5th best map, because you're gonna have to play those at some point, depending on matchups and what's not. And I think you're seeing, you know, when we have these teams that are outside the top 10, and, you know, I know it's a semifinal of a big tournament, but still, this is where you see why they are outside the top 10, right? Like, if you go on a map that you're not super comfortable, I know Mirage is one of the most played ones for GAMERLEGION, but with varying degrees of success, and then Legacy for them, it's a very strong map. Like, things like this can happen where you just get blown out of the server.
It's also, GAMERLEGION just didn't ever find the conduit that actually found them a win on Ancient as well. You know, snax was doing a great job on that map. We had Talzin doing great things as well. Everybody was pretty poor, in fact, on the map. And I think, you know, especially with how much praise we were giving him coming into this series, where is the Hypex that actually stole the hearts of, I think, a lot of people in the audience here? Because we're not really getting that same impact on stage.
It's a very good question. Maybe he gets to show up on that third Inferno, maybe.
But we're getting hype from Dumao, right? He kept it going, and early on, right, he was the deciding factor really to give momentum to his team. We can jump into some of these rounds, and I know Gordon Gecko said greed is good, but not in Counter-Strike, and you'll see GAMERLEGION pay for that fully. Talzin is actually going to do a good job of battling with this early aggression, him and Rez. You know, they get the kill. Dumao now lurks. Talzin. I hate this from us. What's over there? What's this? Ah, I'm dead. And Dumao just pounces immediately. Like, they just capitalize that. They're 4v5. They have no control. This is their best bet. Some nice flashes here. He gets the better of Rez. That's the second entry. Boom, snax. See you later. Third entry, and that's the round done and dusted, really, from this point for Legacy. That was huge, right? Because they were struggling. You know, even on Ancient, they struggled in gun rounds. Like, they won both pistols. So here, to be able to get another strong start, I think was crucial for this T side that they had.
Yeah, it wasn't as though GAMERLEGION didn't get into some winning positions within this game, but there was always someone that responded as well. There was, I mean, not as many kills or not as much impact from Dumao, rather from Lasso, compared to Dumao, but Lasso had a very big moment as well on that T side that could have potentially been the way back into the game for GAMERLEGION.
And that's the thing, right? And when you're looking at the hesitation time, I guess, from Legacy in this one, it felt second to none, right? They made a decision and then they went full force for it, and that paid off so many times.
Yeah, certainly. You know, that it's really important as well in Counter-Strike. You know, a great call can turn into a terrible call if it's executed 2 seconds too late, or if you hesitate, right? Like, you have to be decisive. You have to trust the call. You have to, you know, trust your instincts as well. You're not always going to be right, but it's much better, you know, if you have a bad read, but you still go for the round, you know, with the decisiveness, it has a much higher chance of success than if you have the best read, but people are doubting, they're a little bit slow, they don't trust it 100%, like, it can go horribly wrong.
Let's look at Art trusting his instinct in this one as well.
Yeah, this was also just indicative of the feel that Legacy had for the rounds. I mean, this is against an eco, it's true, but the fact that you're taking a risk by fully contacting out ramp where there could be a deagle, there could be a scout or something posted on this angle, and for Art, he gets away with absolute bloody murder here because he finds that the head of one, accidentally kills the second guy as well from the spray, and he just instinctively knew that he could continue to press the attack. He understood GAMERLEGION wanted to make something happen in a round like this where you have so little, and he caught them before they could even get started.
This is just Art relapsing a little bit, Freya. You know, it happens. Like, he's different now, but every now and again, you know, the old habits, they start pulling on you, right? Like, could have been a scout in Ticket, could have been so many different things. He just decides to contact walkout ramp against pistols, but this time, he gets an ace.
Old habits die hard. I guess Jason will also attest to that one as well. Let's move on to a moment where GAMERLEGION felt like they might have had an advantage, and then a 1v3 comes in.
This was sort of the final nail in the coffin, even though it was
so
very
early.
I know, but exactly because of the fashion in which they lost. Like when you're losing these sort of rounds, doesn't matter which map it is, right? When you lose 5v4 against Pistols in the second round, when you're losing 3v1s that you need to close out, like the game is getting out of hand at this point, and a bit more pace from Legacy with this mid-control, mid-fight turning into a B-split, flashing through the smoke. PR still gets the kill. A lot of chaos going on, smokes being broken, fights taking place back and forth. Like that was a nasty shot from Nissim, then snax, rolling back the years, just playing around the smoke, staying alive, finding a kill. What is our doing? Get used to it. Just another day in the office for him, but actually, Towson in this whole chaos, once they actually go his way towards the B bomb site, he's going to do a great job of finding 2 kills, staying alive a little bit up until the very end, where he oversteps slightly, but it's difficult from his position. He's unsure where Lato can move, and Lato just does a brilliant job here at managing the angles. His awareness is also incredibly high after having contact, waits for this push from snax, gets rid of him, and then against PR it's a bit more brawly, it's not as pretty, but he kept his composure and closed out the 1v3.
How much is that GAMERLEGION misplaying this situation as opposed to Lado doing amazingly, not taking anything away from his reads on that? What would you say?
I think if you're gonna nitpick, like Towson just should shoulder peek. He's peeked too wide, being behind the wall. You never want to get crept on as you're shoulder peeking and die like in a full. That makes you feel silly. But seeing how it's a 3v1 and snax was on the flank, he just needed to stay alive. So even if he dies like that, he's bought enough time because Lato had to push up, creep up. Then probably snax is in a much better position to trade him, or at least to close out the round for GAMERLEGION.
It was probably that temptation because he caught Lato actually at first before the 1v3 even got started, did like half of his health and damage, and then just thought, well, this should be an easier fight now, but then the 1v3 happens.
I mean, if you're GAMERLEGION, all that you can do really is move swiftly on, because you do have one more opportunity. That is Inferno, which is going to be a really interesting one if you want to look from the Legacy side, first of all. This was a map that, by the skin of their teeth, they managed to take down Na'Vi on, right? What did you maybe take away from what we saw there?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for Legacy in that game was that they were trailing towards the end of that Inferno and actually were able to string 5 rounds together. And a lot of that came off of individuals locking down bomb sites, because Na'Vi do a really good job of pulling you the wrong direction, throwing misdirection at you. That's the Blade and Alexia effect, really. But I'm not sure that GAMERLEGION are going to have as much of that sort of push-pull dynamic. And when if Art and his coach are able to sort of get a better read on what's happening here for GAMERLEGION, I do think that they are going to outmuscle them when it comes to defending those bomb sites.
I figured it out, Freya.
Go on.
It's gonna blow your minds.
Spill the beans.
GAMERLEGION need better starts. They lost 3 out of the 4 pistols, and the one time they won pistol, they lost the second round, right? So it's just been really hard. Always had to play from behind in that sense. On Ancient, yeah, they did a great job, and they were very dominant in gun rounds. And Mirage, okay, it was a struggle. They got stomped. But Inferno, it's going to be a bit more of an even playing field, right? So if you end up in another situation where you're giving this momentum to Legacy, and for Legacy especially, they're a team that likes to be aggressive, likes to get in your face. Well, that's much easier to do when you have 4 or 5K in the bank, and you know that even if this round that you're going for some aggressive play doesn't work out, you can still buy. Inferno, you need the utility, right, to be able to do really anything on the map. So the economy plays an even bigger part on this map.
I think what will be difficult for GAMERLEGION coming in is that they're very prep heavy. We've seen how they've benefited from that in their previous series, but I think Legacy have actually been doing a good job from map to map, changing the way that they're attacking. In one game I'll watch their heavy B attacks, rushes, heavy util sets. But against Na'Vi, they really tried to put pressure on that long side and forced sort of kind of overreactions from Na'Vi in that game as well. So I'm not sure if there's going to be something special cooked up, given that it's the decider map in the series. Not everybody has anti-strats that far deep.
Rez was rolling back the years, on this map yesterday.
Yeah,
Right? Like
true.
he was absolutely lights out. And I think at the end of the day, it does come down to the players in some of these clutch situations to deliver, right? It's going to be hard to out-call completely your opponent. Rez is one of them. PR, this is a map where he had, early on that put him on the map. No pun intended, but playing the T side from apps and all of that was able to just be really, really obnoxious on the lurk, right? So that's where you want to see their guys deliver.
So you're saying it's going to be GAMERLEGION heading to the grand final?
No, I am saying not that.
You're saying it's Legacy going to the
I didn't
grand
say
final?
that either.
What are you saying,
said it.
Yanko? You're not being very clear.
I'm not, you know, Freya, like, I don't need to say anything, but I think it's going to be
Kind of
Legacy.
your job to say something. Well, thank you for that, Yanko.
Something.
What about you? What about you?
I'm Legacy all in. They're playing exciting, aggressive.
You're in Atlanta, not in Rio. Don't be confused.
I'm not trying to pander here. I'm choosing them because Art's on a redemption arc.
Well, either way, maybe we should translate this chaos into the server, but not before we head things to a very short break. When we return, we're going to find out who is going to be the first grand finalist here at the Intel Extreme Masters Atlanta.
Double peek, he's getting his shot. Unbelievable! Something special to throw this deagle, and that's exactly what happens. Got him in some. We are back!
Hi, I'm Henry G. Greer, new general manager for Team Falcons. And today, I'm going to give you a peek behind the curtain as I build a colossus on Kolex's new fantasy mode. We're going to kick things off with a triple pickup. Kisuke, Monesi, Nico, my boys, welcome to the team. And I'm biased, sue me. So, Daniel is a personal friend of mine. Lovely lad. Seems the site has a technical error.
Cut! Right. You've gone over budget.
What do you mean, gone over budget?
It's fantasy, right? The idea is you build a team within your means.
Well, that's not very realistic, is it?
Look, it's classic fantasy. You can pick any player within reason. And you can build your roster. The best part, with Kolex, you can win actual prizes.
Yeah. That's all great, but one question. This budget thing. If I'm maxed out, how am I going to afford Essetag? What? Can't build a Colossus without Essetag.
Does your moisturizer suit your narrative? Why should age determine expectation? Save your skin with the all-new Potential, a skincare range by Res Valley. Potential defends against the 4 symptoms of underachievement. Why be a future star for just a year when you can be a future star forever?
Well, 2 dominant map victories back-to-back, Ancient and Mirage, but it does even things up with GAMERLEGION and Legacy deciding who is going to the grand final here on Inferno.
Tough to predict with teams being so dominant on each other's maps. Their picks have just been no question of who's the better team. Now we go to Inferno. And even if fair for these teams and how well they played on it recently, and I think with the playstyle that Legacy has, with the way that they played Mirage, that overwhelming momentum, if that gets going, if that engine gets running properly, GAMERLEGION is going to be backs against the wall real early on. The start of this game is oh so important.
A feeling of helplessness on map number 2, dominant display from Dumao. And for GAMERLEGION, there is now hope on Inferno. We know they can perform better on this map. We know both teams kind of even ground, right? It's a handshake to close out things, to decide who is heading to the grand finals of the Intel Extreme Masters Atlanta. We know a lot of great best of threes end on Inferno, so why don't we go there, Atlanta? Let's find out who is heading to the final.
Both these teams battling to re-enter the conversation as dangerous teams, as teams you can challenge for the trophy. With Vitality falling out on the other side of the bracket, both these squads have to be thinking this event is up for grabs. They can beat whoever comes out. Towson with, oh my God, that's quick. That's so fast. One tap, barely saw it.
I mean, a great start from Towson. Can't be bad to that if you're GAMERLEGION.
No, and you love seeing that aggressive from a team who's been a little bit more calculated, it feels, throughout this series so far. A great effect on the first map, not so much the second.
Well, they won the CT pistol on Mirage. GAMERLEGION lost the force buy in the next, and from that point onwards, it became a dominant T side from Legacy. Still a 4v5. It's recoverable here for Legacy as they head towards an A site with a passive setup.
Yeah, especially because they're going to the weaker bomb site, right? I mean, this is kind of GAMERLEGION expecting with the man down, you're going to finish at the B site. Rez is going to start moving now with the information. Doubled up in pit, and if the Molotov lands in the right place, they're in trouble. Same with the bullets.
Well, Hypex peeking out into the open. He's got himself a good headshot, but Sad's in to make quick work of him. A 3v3 as Legacy have fought their way back into the round again.
Yeah, and there's some time still left on this smoke going up. Bomb planted. Art takes a ton of damage from that HE grenade, but the retake is going to come around through lane.
Well, time is an important word, a key word, in fact, in this retake, because there's no kit available on the 3 remaining players, nor any utility. It's going to be so difficult to flush out the T's in time, but Doom out, caught inside of the site. They know where the other one is, too. Inside of the bomb site, Sadson has to hide in pit and buy time and pull attention. Art is so low, but he still gets a headshot. And Sadson, that is stylish in the pit. That has fired him up. The Brazilians break through and win the pistol.
He should be fired up. He knows how important that kill is. That's huge. They actually got put in a disadvantage on that retake. Everyone kind of looked elsewhere. Didn't look comfortable. This is how it started. Nissim hits the dirt like that and you get a little bit worried, but a clean take on this double performance in pit. 2-for-1 trades for Legacy, and then Sadson closes it out. All right, another good start for Legacy. What can they do with it on the T side of Inferno?
That's going to just pile on the frustration, right? Because you never seen GAMERLEGION get into map 2, right? You never seen them play themselves into Mirage. So you come in, you get the advantage early here on the pistol, you start to feel like maybe you can climb out of the hole straight away, and then this happens to you.
Setting up a little bit of a trap. Art talked about this in the pregame interview. He's noticed they like a few gimmicky things. They like to do little tricks, throw those into the mix, and now there's going to be another one, but he spots it early enough. They can actually call this off. They have the advantage of weaponry, so still just going to press forward. Who cares? They slaughter them all.
Yeah, well, that's the confidence that Legacy have right now. Just, okay, all right, there's a stack here. We're aware of it, but we do have the better guns, and let's just go in and kill them. They had no option to go into the archway because they had their own smoke up, so piling through that, they don't know if they're going to get caught on the other side. So 2-0 lead for Legacy. GAMERLEGION getting into the buy rounds now straight away. No AWP out yet for Hypex, of course. It's just going to be rifles.
I think first look at how Legacy is going to approach the banana portion of this map is going to be really interesting. How aggressive do they want to be in terms of taking it? Payne yesterday preferred to be a bit more passive at the opening, sitting far back, kind of letting GAMERLEGION just kind of play a standard setup. I have to feel at some point Legacy's going to change that, and you're going to see that aggression focus on that part of the map. For now, with these MAC 10s, it's up middle and through the smoke.
Well, they're just going to come charging through, aren't they? Rez is at the ready, though. 2 kills from the Swede, not bad at all. Hypex overrun, overwhelmed, but the rifles just keep coming. Player after player available for GAMERLEGION, and another one they're just not ready for. Snax is out with a peek. Dumao is dead. And strength in numbers for GAMERLEGION to get their first round win.
Good read of the situation for GAMERLEGION. Probably did a little bit of prep. Legacy's been running things like that for a while now, and knowing it's a low buy, knowing there's still MAC 10s in play, GAMERLEGION was set up to make sure there's no room to operate with. I think for Legacy, though, I think they're still feeling like that's a win coming out of this round, right? Part of that round is meant to take kills, keep the money low, put it in a really tenuous position, which they've accomplished with 3 frags in the round. So you've set it up to be even more punishing if you can win this one.
Well, Sad's in all the way out towards top middle, searching for this pick. It's a crossfire between Rez and Hypex, and Hypex taking first contact and also taking the first kill. Senses pressure with utility coming towards him. This does make Rez a lot weaker when he doesn't have his teammate. He goes too far into the open, extends and allows Sadzin that kill in the AWP.
Yeah, there's a tantalizing prospect. I think Nissim spotted the gun barrel, so he's going to call one in pit, one in the bomb site. Legacy, oh no, it's covering the AWPer. Sadzin lucky to be alive. snax didn't want to commit to the fight.
Yeah, just over a minute on this clock as Legacy now around the corner at long. Smoke is down for Moto and Library for the time being. Lato getting close to them, starting to spam back at Hypex. Giving the information over how close Legacy really are, but all that's going to do is make GAMERLEGION feel more suffocated as Lato moves towards the archway. PR tentative at Speedway, the timing for him to peek out is good. He catches Lato, snax is out helping him from Library, and snax takes 2 headshots, dropping the bomb and winning this round for GAMERLEGION.
I think Legacy just got caught there with no options. They kind of got trapped on Rap side, not wanting to push forward into the smokes. I don't think they had a plan from that point on, and just try and improvise the walk in towards CT spawn, but there'd been so much pressure on that part of the map for so long that GAMERLEGION just sets up for it. They're just well prepared for it, and Legacy do exactly what they expect, exactly what they want. Great kill as Rez slides out for the fight, pre-firing for an AWPer, but this is just better from PR and snax. Trap late, a trap sprung. Sadzin gonna save the AWP for the next round.
Yeah, so at least getting that luxury to carry that over, but at this point, GAMERLEGION happy to actually start getting into the game. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen that.
And that's them outlasting the kind of early, like that tug of war that they went, oh, okay, hello. Well done, congratulations.
But yeah, it's definitely hotly contested over the first couple of rounds here, and GAMERLEGION, even in those rounds, it looks touch and go for a bit.
But they come out on top. Like Legacy had that whole put their economy at a weak point, but with that loss, theirs was as well. So they're the ones who get broken first. Really, in this round, all you have is Sadzin's AWP to play around. And we saw in Ancient what happened when GAMERLEGION had the advantage of economy, when they had the weapons and utility constantly. Legacy couldn't figure out how to break through on Ancient. Should be much better geared to do it here on Inferno.
Yeah, Sadzin down to 78 HP. Obviously, the only player that can do anything in this round is Sadzin. No secret about where his AWP is.
It's going to have to be a slower round, too, with just the Glocks and only 2 smokes to work with. They want those smokes eventually for an execute if Sadzin can help lead them close to a bomb site. So waiting out the CT utility and the choke points until they get some clear pathing. PR commits himself on top of the half wall. Oh, it's a perfect nade. Great damage onto Sadzin.
There's the flick up, but PR to drop the AWPer with the AK. So Art gets to go with it, but PR starting to farm them. Kill this time on Nissim. He'll retreat back around the half wall.
And you've been waiting this whole round for that smoke at the bottom of Banana to fade. You lose your AWPer, you lose a second player, and even though it's recovered, another smoke replenishes the choke point. So not even able to find any good looks with the AWP. I mean, on Inferno, we talk about it all the time. Inferno, the AWP unwieldy except in supportive fashion, so we don't have the rifles to create the space for it. This is kind of what you see.
Yeah, just completely stalled out. Trying to get through the fire, wanting to die before the time here. Final 10 seconds. The Glocks charge in, wanting that extra money to play with in the next round, and PR will provide them with that. That's a 4K from PR in this round. He's up to 5-2. You do want to see the rifling engine come online of GAMERLEGION. I mean, we've seen that in a big way for Legacy, right? We started off Mirage saying, all right, Dumal and Art were good on the first map, even despite a loss. Got to see a little bit more from the others, especially Lato, and we did. We got to see that from Legacy, and we also seen Dumal continue the strong performance. But for GAMERLEGION, who disappeared on map 2, you want to see that form return from the likes of Taliesin and PR and Rez.
Well, someone's name we haven't had to say a lot throughout this series has been Hypex as well. He wasn't necessarily needed too much on Ancient. The AWP didn't have to have impact. So here on Inferno, when he gets that out, if he can get it rolling, can dictate a lot from the CT side of the map. Now we're seeing a bit more aggression towards Banana for Legacy to open up these rounds. Dumal hiding inside the smoke. Some retake utility to slow this down, change the timing. Dumal steps through, looking for the counter push. Oh, that's a beautiful swing.
Yeah, Dumal's not going to slow down either. Once he smells blood, he's going for it all. Hypex though, you mentioned it, but he comes out with a big double here, and PR at the back of the site feels a lot more comfortable knowing that his teammate has just thinned out the herd like that. Art is gone. Sadson and Nissim, the last two remaining members here of Legacy, and they're held at the door of the B bomb site here, not getting through. Hypex has shut them down in this one, and Sadson has to march away once again around that Legacy just don't get into.
And I think this is the rough side of Legacy's style. Is when you have this kind of momentum-based swinging, they're super aggressive, they're looking for fights constantly. Dumao gets that kill, and I mean, you have the option of just kind of backing out, hitting the pause button, spreading out across the map, and playing the mid-round. But they sense that weakness, they sense that kill, and say, okay, we've just taken one of the defenders away, let's all continue pushing. Just get annihilated, not expecting that third player of Hypex to be here already. He's swinging out, you can't stop him, Dumao can't react in time, and then PR's still ready and waiting. Punished stylistically in this round, and as the timer comes to a close, Sadson once again will have this op. It's been brought forward in a save about 3 rounds straight. Legacy just cannot find the winning recipe. 4 in a row for GAMERLEGION.
Yeah, look at that money as well for GAMERLEGION. So much cash being built up. So even if you win this round, if you do the hard part, and pick up a round victory, you're still going to have to deal with a strong buy in the next round. So it's an uphill battle for Legacy for the first quarter of this game. And it's not like they have all the weapons to play with either, right? Look, they've got Tech 9s at the Eagle, P250, and that saved AWP that's been unable to get into the game at all.
All right, well, here we go. Sadson. Okay, both offers miss. And neither one wanting to follow that up with another peek.
Nades around the corner, over the half wall they go, and they do land towards PR. They'll soften him up a little bit, make him more susceptible to being dropped by these pistols. But PR, he's still confident, still bold as he goes in for the fight. Snax taking a dink on board, down to 9 HP. No kill though for Legacy.
That should be it, I think. I mean, that was the powerful thrust. That was the initial play that Legacy want to make. Now that they don't get any success off it, no kills, they haven't opened up any avenues by spreading the defense out. So should be a relatively textbook clean finish for GAMERLEGION.
Well, we'll give it a good go. I mean, they have 3 smokes left, so you can get an execution of some kind, but the lack of flashes should make this quite easy for GAMERLEGION to hold on to, especially with a delaying smoke of their own coming in.
You're going to have to go through that, I think. You've just used your only utility. I think you just have to pop through. Going to go quietly, step into the smoke, drop one on the front of the bomb site, and here we go.
Yeah, use that one smoke left on Art to try and close the space down a little bit, but still going to be tough to get onto the site because Rez will just spam down as soon as that ball plant sound comes out, and then PR moves into the open. Snax is with him, and once again Sadson trying to save the AWP. He does get a shot this time, and he'll drop all the way down Banana, but Towson is there to try and prevent the save from happening. So Sadson readies himself, Towson waiting in middle, and Sadson showing a little bit too much. He does get past the angle.
He'll get away as well. Towson, that was his chance, and he doesn't want to re-peek in anything. So the op gets brought forward yet again. And even though it's been here time after time, round after round, it hasn't found anything for Legacy. It hasn't given them any chances. But at least he's still got it. AK-47's coming out, Dumao, Nissim, and Lotto. Galil on Art and Utility, but now lost 5 rounds in a row. And they need somebody. They need something like Dumao. Now also the issue is you're not getting that Dumao performance that you had on the first 2 maps. Even in a loss on Ancient, he was really, really strong, having good impact, finding you kills, laboring at the moment.
Yeah, they don't have that momentum you mentioned from that first map, right? You said that they were a momentum-based team. They definitely had it at Mirage. They do not have it at all here on Inferno. Someone has to deliver, and Dumao all the way towards top Banana. He's got some space to play with already.
Yeah, he's forced a lot of counter utility out. Early Molotov to be dropping, smokes as well coming in, so he's at least chewed up some of the utility at this B bomb site if they want to re-aggress it later. Last couple times they've come to this site, they've been stalled out and had to execute through smoke or wait for smoke to fade. Forcing one out early like this might change that fact.
Well, flashes at the ready to be thrown into this B bomb site. You got to deal with that PR Snax combo that's been so strong.
It's just a Molotov that Snax can deploy to delay things.
And while flash goes up, will that be effective? Snax not peeking out just yet. Hiding away. The second oranges goes into the peak eventually, just the one. The rotation now arriving. Ruz and Hypex getting over to a CT spawn, but they're already in the site. Bomb plant going to be coming through. And a retake required of GAMERLEGION with one piece of utility left. A single flashbang.
Yeah, but because of the utility, Legacy could never get comfortable in their positions.
Now, a good kill from PR. That's the advantage now picked up for GAMERLEGION. Sadzin now looking down towards Hypex, waiting for that overextension, but the flash effective. Lato takes the headshot on Ruz. GAMERLEGION have to get a move on, but they're losing members every time they step forward. And so it's really difficult to see how Legacy are going to let this one go. Lato with a great headshot down towards CT spawn. And Hypex committed in the church. There's no falling back from this one. Nissim's at the ready. And Legacy finally getting themselves another round victory.
Much, much needed. And this one is just, I mean, they got in before Snax could even drop the Molotov as well. Starting to get way more aggressive at the B bomb site. Dumao's had a couple of those cheeky kills with the Tech 9, then the AK-47 later on where he caught a few players off guard. I think he's feeling that that's a position he can flex. And even though he doesn't get kills, just applying the pressure still has impact. But a lovely round from Lato with the triple kill. He gets up to 4 frags total in the first 8 rounds of play. And GAMERLEGION, even though things have been going pretty good, 5 rounds straight, not even only losing 3 players during that stretch. Plenty of money.
Well, winning that last round for Legacy at least keeps the dream of a competitive first half going, right? It felt like if they lost that, it could have just been that super one-sided half coming in from GAMERLEGION.
And we haven't seen that yet in this series. Both teams have been so comfortable and dominant on their own map picks that we haven't seen any kind of back and forth affair. We haven't had to see these teams kind of deal with the pressure of a map slipping away or a team coming back. Or just a team keeping it close even.
Ruz, 66 HP, all he's got left here. Dumao trying to backtrack, he will, and lands a shot straight through that smoke, so his PR gone. Dumao's done well to get the opening, and then it's not for free, he does take damage from the utility.
Yeah, but it's a sketchy fight when you're trying to dodge Molotovs and HE grenades, so good on him to get that. A little bit of aggression from Rez, he wants to swing. Molotov out. Okay, defense and getting harassed and backing away behind the sandbags. Art's still here, and Hypex is shifted over as well. The unexpected third player arrives.
Oh, Art into the open. Dead at the hand of Hypex. Now the Snax goes. The Dumao ready even for that. Down to 30 HP. Finally someone dealing with Dumao, but the bomb's gone towards top mid.
They have to go now. That's everyone except for Taliesin. They know all their locations. Might be missing the window of opportunity. They needed that kill. Hypex arrives to turn it into a 2-on-2, but Lato's still here.
Yeah, so Rez it is. Last through top mid. Sadzin reads it. Ready for Rez. Stepping into the open. Quick shot. A slight gap through that boiler door, and Rez taken down. Legacy still in this, getting into Inferno finally.
Yeah, this T-side building up to a nice place. I mean, they've had the tough task as well of grinding up an economy of GAMERLEGION that just seemed insurmountable. But finally, they forced them to buy everything, all the money they have to spend. GAMERLEGION's gonna be on a breaking point. If Legacy can win this round, they might just leave this half with a lead.
Almost seemed unthinkable that they'd be able to get themselves into this position. Legacy arriving at just the right time in this first half.
All that attention towards B for a number of rounds. Now Legacy switches things up. All 5 players are here.
4 players in GAMERLEGION in position as well. It's about to be a bloodbath over on this A site. Whose blood will spill first? Snax waits in the cubby. Grenade goes in, dropping him down to 46 HP. Utility has made sure that Hypex cannot help him out. Snax is going to die here. Surely not going to be able to do much at all because the grenades are coming for him. It takes a while, but they get rid of Snax. Hypex avenges him. But he can't get a multi-kill because he's held back behind utility.
This is awkward from Legacy. A very slow hit. Oh, they could find it. That was a great look for Dumao.
Yeah,
and now Legacy wants to back away to the other side of the map, and they got to hustle before GAMERLEGION figure it out.
Dude, it's been a quiet map from Taliesin, but that's a very important kill to keep the numbers ahead here for GAMERLEGIon. You've got the rotation for PR having to come back to this B side, but will he get there in time to do anything about this?
There's one smoke on Nissim for the cross.
Flash comes in. It's a desperate attempt to try and slow them down because he realizes he's out of position. Now spamming just a little bit too early, so not going to be able to connect to anybody as they move their way into the site. But the fire will make things uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
A quick reaction in the open. Will PR step into it? No. Just misses out on the chance. But now he needs to stay alive. He needs to play his life because his teammates are rotating over. GAMERLEGION have the player advantage, but they've got no utility for this. One kit. Legacy playing for the tied game. Sadsin, oh, he's gonna step up. 2 towards CT spawn, a third from Sadsin. And he stands up because there was so many frustrating rounds where that AWP couldn't get into the game. But at this crucial point towards the end of the first half, it's Sadsin with a 3K.
So patient, bringing that up forward and always getting stalled out. What a good return on your investment. This game has changed entirely. Legacy now demolishes the economy, takes the money away from GAMERLEGION right as they tie things up. 2 rounds remaining in this first half. And Legacy have battled back 3 rounds in a row. They have the advantages now, looking to leave this half with a lead on the scoreboard. So patient, the double nade as well, knowing snax was there, not panicking, not trying to swing, not being overly aggressive. And Sadsin just punishes them on the retake.
Yeah, 10-2. He really has started to commit to his own here on the third and final map. Great to see this from Sadsin. Just so many rounds where he just felt like he couldn't get involved. He bided his time, and that AWP does enter the feed.
All right, stacked to the B bomb site for GAMERLEGION. Around they bring only pistols. They're trying to scrape together everything they can for the final round of the half.
3 in a row so far from Legacy. It's been a half of streaks.
And you know, they've done a good job. Art's done a good job of hitting both bomb sites. So, I mean, it's not easy for GAMERLEGION in a round like this to pick which site you want to stack. Maybe you think it would be great early on because you've had some of that B pressure. We've seen the aggression pick up as this half has worn on from Legacy. At the moment on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, the nade's starting to come through as well. The only player here for GAMERLEGION is Talsin with a P250.
It's the 3rd time Legacy has run this kind of wrap tactic around the A bomb site. But they're not going to commit. They're actually going to wrap through CT spawn.
This is what GAMERLEGION wants, right? They want you to try and come towards this B site.
They just don't want you coming through CT spawn. The edge of the AK-47s in this wraparound is going to be really, really strong into the bomb site.
Well, at least you've got the numbers here. Will it be enough? Trying to block them, slow them down. The stack is here on the B site.
You can bail out. Yeah, you can call this off.
You can send Dumal forward, but he gets taken down by Ruz, and now you really have to go back to this A site. 30 seconds left. What can Talsin do?
I mean, 1 kill would be something special. If you just peek up and find Art for some reason, Smoke is going to block his vision, so he's biding his time, staying patient, and maybe they'll expect that all 5 are at the B bomb site. This flank is coming quick, though. They need to handle this situation right now.
Well, they spotted Talsin's head. It wasn't down, so the Glock just gets rid of him without issue. Now Sadsin in pit. Once he's buried himself in here, it's going to be so tough to get him out of there. The AWP at the ready, the rifle's in the sight, and there's just no way you're letting this one go if you're Legacy. Hypex to also fall it short, and it's 6-5. It is Legacy in the lead of the game.
Yeah, a few stumbling blocks there in that round, but Legacy works their way around all of them. And 1 chance for Legacy to extend this to 7-5. And GAMERLEGION looking to tie things up. Looking to recover that staunch defense they had for 5 rounds straight. 3 men start at the B bomb site for GAMERLEGION. Hypex gonna peek down middle. Ain't nobody swinging wide on his position. The clash is in banana, and it's Sadsin again.
Yeah, great kill from Sadsin. snax dropped a car early on. Again, this all provided impact. A 13-2 half so far, and it could get even better for Sadsin.
Oh, I think they're just going to find a timing to go back to the A bomb site, hit an uppercut.
Well, Talsin's had a really tough half. Hasn't been able to deliver the usual impact. Here he is now, though. That's 2. Much better from Talsin on the lineup.
That's unfortunate because Legacy gave up all their standing at the B bomb site to come back to join up with that attack. It goes a little bit early, and they have no chance of combining with it.
3 players defending A. 1 inside of the site in Hypex. Ruz at Library. And in the pit, Talsin stands. Legacy will put some utility in place, smoking out the Library. Flash to force Ruz back, giving some space for Legacy to play with at the 50-second mark in the round. In pursuit of 5 rounds in a row here, Legacy.
Oh, they're going to boost up. Rez is wrapping around through spawn. Oh, that's a good find. That's a really good find, but can Arc get away? He's got the bomb.
Well, Rez just nips out at the perfect time to make sure the trade comes in. Art in a tough spot. If they can find Hypex, then it's back on, but the bomb goes down. It's got to be Sadsin. 1v3, 25 seconds. Sadsin dropping Hypex. Smoke up, has to get to the bomb, and he can. He's recovered it. Sadsin's had a stellar half, but this will be a superstar clutch. Sadsin waiting in the sight. Not gonna go for it straight away. He fakes it, he pulls them into the open. No way, Sadsin.
7 seconds.
Goes for the commitment, Sadsin off and into the open, but PR lands the headshot. An extra round grabbed by GAMERLEGION right at the end. A tied half here on Inferno. It's still up for grabs for both teams heading to the grand final.
Both these teams with surprising runs into the playoffs, into the semifinals here at the Intel Extreme Masters Atlanta. And both of those runs could just fall by the wayside with a loss here. Impressive from both these teams popping off here in Atlanta, but we're in one final half of Counter-Strike. One of these teams goes to the grand final. One of these two teams goes home. Neither of them wants to be that guy. So let's get it on Inferno this last half to decide our first grand finalists. And Legacy has switched over to the defense.
Almost a decade ago, Snax got into the grand final in Atlanta. He's looking to do it again, this time calling his way to it. GAMERLEGION now on the T side and going quite quickly up through middle all the way to the archway, wrapping around long. sadsin detecting them early on. Can he connect any shots though? That's the different question, and he hasn't been able to do anything just yet until now. Headshot lands, Dumal getting involved as well, but eventually GAMERLEGION will overwhelm the site and the bomb will be planted.
Yeah, really strong positions as well. Hypex has just got up into halls, PR over in the pit at the broken wall, and snax inside the bomb site. Really hard to clear out all three of these positions. But it's Dumal and Lado. It's the duo, the pairing on Legacy that they lean on to bring them through these moments.
Stepping in. Chopra is not finding their target just yet, but look how close Dumal is getting to the pit. PR, there's a surprise. Dumal's right in front of him. Now moving in, Lato's got the headshot. All of a sudden, it's Hypex having to win it here for GAMERLEGION. The defuse is happening. Hypex has got to get to it. It's not planted for him, and the pistol's out. It goes down, and just about. Oh, it's done. They got it to go off. And Hypex will go down. So there we go. The bomb blasts off. A round picked up, the pistol won, and GAMERLEGION in the last second.
That was so close through the hot swap as he runs out of bullets with the Glock. What great finds from Dumal and Lado. This running out of bullets, one left, swaps out to the USP and manages to find it right at the end.
Yeah, just a relief on his face as well as he leans back in that chair. Been able to pick up that clutch last second because that suddenly became a round that Legacy had no shot at winning. And then they were on the defuse, they were getting all the essential kills.
He had that last second clutch yesterday as well in the quarterfinal. He's just been clutch as hell in these playoffs.
Right down to the wire as well. Incredible stuff from Hypex again.
All right, investment in this second round though for Legacy, so they're not done fighting. They don't want to just relinquish the momentum and control early on. They want to wrestle that back. Dumal trying to pump off his chest with retake banana utility. They're showing that smoke as if they want to play behind it, trying to keep them away from the B bomb site as long as possible. Funnel them towards the stack.
Yeah, frustrating for Legacy to come so close to that.
No one shifting yet, and no one making a move. Now they realize as Dumal goes down, B-bomb site is compromised. Oh no, not a trade. What a spin from Rez. Lack of head armor undoing Art, and now we just walk into the B-bomb site.
Yeah, Lato trying to do something about it with a 5-7, but it's not going to be enough to do anything worth talking about. Spam back. Some damage done towards Lato.
Yeah, and if you're Legacy, you just save these pistols and armor the MP9 on sadsin, and you just call it. Look at sadsin; he's 17-4 on this third and deciding map. Unfortunately for him, this is the map where Dumal has been a little bit more quiet, a little bit more contained. Nobody else in double digits for the Legacy side. So they regain the lead, Legacy, right at the end of the first half. Aren't able to extend it. And GAMERLEGION grab it right back a couple rounds later in the pistol. Eight to 6.
Getting the start they're looking for here, GAMERLEGION. And Legacy are going to have some belief in themselves, obviously, with the way they were able to come back into that first half.
It's like he had to give a second swipe of the hand as well. It was like you saw him stop at the edge of the mouse pad. Here we go, round 15.
Yeah, Mag 7 for Art, MP9 and Mag 10 on the rest, and 5-7s coming out. So, you know, there's definitely a chance in this round for Legacy to be disruptive. But GAMERLEGION, very likely they head up to 9-6.
These are the kind of buys that get Art in some hot water on the outside, criticizing. You know, you can make the argument that buying here while the rest of your team has some money built up, you're going to be missing a weapon in the next round. And is it really worth it to spend the cash when next round is the bigger priority?
Well, let's see if he can do it on the Mag 7. He goes for the jump shot. Taliesin ready for that kind of play, so lands the headshot, no issue against Art, and they'll drop back here, Legacy, with a player deficit.
Yeah, not worth it. We figured that one out quick. And still no slide to the B bomb site. Going to trust in the utility of Dumal to hold these guys back as long as possible. Now we're starting to see it on that final smoke. All the pressure behind it that Dumao senses. Nissim, Lado, and Sadzin are rotating over. GAMERLEGION at the moment feels pretty committed, but there's 50 seconds on the clock. They don't have to move forward. And GAMERLEGION will stick to this, so it's going to be a clash. 4 defenders, 5 attackers with advantage of weaponry and utility.
Yeah.
But surprises on the side of Legacy.
Yeah, exactly. A chance for Legacy to win a round here. This can be a difficult round. Snax going in with a MAC-10. Time starting to become very limited. Getting spammed down through CT and the site. Even numbers, but in the end, GAMERLEGION finding the important frags. 10 seconds left in the cover of the fountain. We'll make sure that bomb plant comes in. Lato now steps into an impossible 1v3. They know where he is. Just in behind the coffin, so it's PR to attack him with a headshot. And another round collected here for GAMERLEGION. 9-6 into the lead. And we'll see Legacy start to bring together that buy. So Sadzin's going to get the AWP out. The damage to Art's economy, you can see that he's going to have to play with an MP9. But the rest of the players will get the rifles they're looking for, and plenty of utility here for Legacy.
I'm glad that we see Legacy kind of forcing and prioritizing Sadzin getting that AWP out, because, I mean, let's be real, you lose this one, you don't really have a whole lot of opportunities to get back into the map. So very important gun round for Legacy. Sadzin's AWP is going to be at the A bomb site, joined up by Nissim and Art in defense, Dumao and Lado to defend the B bomb site.
All right, so GAMERLEGION going to get a couple of players into the bedroom. Rez hopping up there with PR.
And Dumao wasting no time being aggressive on the CT side. Sadzin misses the timing, he does get away.
Yeah, great flashbang to get Sadzin off the angle, giving some space on over here for GAMERLEGION. It was a 1-for-1 as Nissim does well to get at least one pick, but look at this. Hypex filtering through the back lines. Art not ready. Uncomfortable as Art goes down. You need Sadzin, and great shot. Fantastic flick up onto the balcony.
How much could you ask of him, though?
You have to ask everything, and he just can't deliver that. So Taliesin with a follow-up headshot. GAMERLEGION again with the advantage, and this time they're in the A-bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, you see the AWP, and the AWP is the problem, but instead of attacking it directly, GAMERLEGION's able to find the kills on all of his supporting elements. All of the teammates that are meant to keep him safe and keep some space between him and the rifles, they go down, and there's nothing for him to do. A 10th round for GAMERLEGION. Marching towards those grand finals.
Yeah, I'm not counting Legacy out just yet. Just with the way they were able to flip it in that first half, right? It looked like they were down and out through the starting of that game. We had 5 rounds in a row picked up from GAMERLEGION in that first half, and then Legacy go on a streak of their own to become competitive again. They're going to have to try and dig deep and find that resolve once more.
And I mean, the issue is you just don't have, you're in a position where you won't have the resources you'd want to get this started. These 2 M4s are nice to have. I think we'll see a timeout out of Legacy to talk over the money, because that's probably the biggest issue. That's probably the biggest obstacle they have if they want to keep fighting back. First timeout called by Legacy, so plenty to burn if they can make this comeback happen, if they can get it started. But you're right on the edge, and if you can force a buyout here with some dropped weapons over. And Legacy's just going to go for it. 6-10. They will not have the AWP, but they've got 4 M4s in the MP9 on Art. If you're GAMERLEGION, you're loving this at the moment, because you got your whole team firing on all cylinders. Rez delivering for you. Taliesin as well. Hypex and PR. Snax as the caller has done a phenomenal job in this second half. Yet to lose a round, 4 straight to open it up. So GAMERLEGION is here and 3 rounds away from the grand finals.
Yeah, we know their strengths on the T side of Inferno. There's some great set pieces here as well. It's going to be so tough for Legacy, but see if they can find it in them. Good damage here towards Hypex. 25 HP left on the AWP. The round has just started. I'm going to Taliesin and Banana. Not seeing anything else, not seeing any further utility or any challenges coming in from Legacy, which is quite often the style that we see from them once they get going on the CT side, right? We'll see Dumao get aggressive, we'll see them really challenge, but they don't really have that luxury at the moment to play their usual style.
You also have the weight of the moment on your shoulders, and no one wants to be that guy who makes a silly play through smoke to die when you're down by 4. on the verge of being eliminated from the semifinals.
And obviously in this round specifically, they've got one player on the B bomb, so that's Dumao alone, which is freeing up the 4 remaining defenders to play in towards the A bomb site, hoping GAMERLEGION come to A, and that's exactly what's happening right now. You've got this crossfire. Sadsin with 2 teammates on the opposite side, but it doesn't matter. GAMERLEGION coming through, charging through middle, and they've got the 3 first kills. Nissim can't deliver anything, and the stack on the A bomb site is gone. GAMERLEGION in, 11 rounds to 6, and surely a huge step closer to that grand final.
And you had everything there. That's the exact fight you wanted, the exact round you wanted if you're Legacy. And that's got to be a terrible feeling, a sinking feeling in your gut, that even when you have everything you want, you still can't win a round. And Taliesin eliminates Dumao to take everything away.
Oh, there's no money as well here for Legacy. They don't have the resources to compete against GAMERLEGION right now.
I think they're going to buy. I think they're going to go for it once again. They have 2 more timeouts if they want to use them. Just perfectly played. Sadsin spotted out by Rez. Molotov to force him into the open, make it a clean shot. And there's no way Nissim is recovering that.
Well, they have invested, not everything. They've left some money over, but not a great amount. They've got the AWP out for Sadsin, a Max 7 for our MP9, 5.7, and 1 single M4 here for Legacy. It's been a great event from them, but this might be the end of it. GAMERLEGION in search of series point.
Nissim and Sadsin aggressive in A hulls. On the defense, just peering down deep. Nissim can have a fast flank. All the attention at the moment towards Banana. Double nade on the position of snax. So an advantage found. And with a bit more presence deep down Banana from Legacy, GAMERLEGION might be forced to readdress to the A bomb site.
Taking the time, moving through top mid. This time a lot less resistance than in the previous round for GAMERLEGION to deal with. They've got Lado now stepping out of the archway, taking damage down to 19. And he'll fall away behind smoke cover. The aggression for Art jumping around the corner. You need the trade, and Dumao's got it.
Okay, well, here's Lado waiting for this play through smoke. PR's going to give it to him. Easy kill with the 5-7. Yeah, they've been whittled down. Rare missed shot from Sadsin, but he covers the situation.
Now it's Rez. Missed shots going past him. Sends a grenade on in.
Damn.
And well, we've been talking a lot about Rez, haven't we? About how good he's been. Well, this would be a big moment for him to prove it, to take that step to series point. Rez looking for the clutch. They're coming at him, but Rez, that first headshot's so good. It's now just Dumao and Rez back in America, playing the best Counter-Strike he can. And Rez has taken GAMERLEGION to map point in the semifinals. That is the kind of clutch that makes you believe that it's over.
Best start to the year Rez has had in his long, long career, and still delivering now that we're in the playoffs. So comfortable. Look how confident he is, just jumping into the fight, not slowing down whatsoever.
Once he gets that clean headshot out long, and he has all the time to compose himself for that final kill against Dumao, there's never a doubt Rez is going to go on to win that one.
It's all gone wrong for Legacy here in this second half. Their defense has not been able to stop anything. Deja vu back to the first map in this series where GAMERLEGION just picked them apart piece by piece. And one final desperate switch for Legacy's defense. The double up setup coming out. Art with one, Sadsin with the other. Trying desperately to find that spark to reignite him.
Needs to be perfect just to force overtime. Sadsin dead first. Snax with the opening kill. One step towards victory. One step towards the grand final. Dumao dead in smoke. Against Legacy, it is the Legacy players of GAMERLEGION finding the impact to open up this final round. Rez and Snax into a 5v3. And they've got all the time in the world.
Legacy's gonna have to get aggressive at some point to figure out what's going on the map. Nissim doing everything he can to find something. Art just lies in wait.
He goes into the open, he's going aggressive, living and dying by the sword. Art going for the aggressive play that he hopes can pull it back, but it won't.
Oh my
because
God.
Rise and Talcin have delivered, and it's just Nissim left. Snax on low HP, just about getting away from that grenade, but it doesn't matter. GAMERLEGION go through the formalities. But they know they're in the grand finals of the Intel Extreme Masters Atlanta. Almost a decade on from Snax playing in the major final in Atlanta. He will be there again.
GAMERLEGION's first grand final of this quality S-tier grand final all year long. Everything has worked out, bringing Snax back. Hypex has stepped up for this team, and they look scary headed into the grand finals.
It's been a great run in the USA. First in Texas, that's where they first surprised us out in Fort Worth, but they've kept that momentum up. They came in with a positive attitude, new confidence found for their Opera, a spot they couldn't fill for a long time, but Hypex has been clutch. He's won them so many important rounds in the playoffs so far, and now they go all the way.
And looked even more confident and comfortable than they did yesterday in the quarterfinals. That team is building up into a new strength. Hugs on the Legacy side, you can see, it doesn't look like they're too broken down, too forlorn. A tough loss to take, stylistically speaking, but it seems like they're going to be content and happy with the progress and the danger that they've shown here. And now it's about finding ways to activate that more and more as the major looms around the corner.
Yeah, I think coming into 2026, we started to forget about GAMERLEGION. We were positive about them last year in 2025, especially at the start of the year, but they fizzled out with results dropping off. But they've come to the USA, they've come to Atlanta, and they have reminded us why we should get excited about the future of these young players.
Almost suffered their worst ancient loss ever with this roster a little bit earlier in the tournament against GAMERLEGION 13-1. Wimmer quick to this, straight out mid.
Straight out middle, and Makase's caught a bullet.
Big boom.